Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today I'm unboxing a huge haul of Mills Boon books. Anyone who's been watching the channel recently will know that I've gotten into two things recently. The first of those is Mills Boon / Harlequin novels. So the kind of category romance novels which are typically regarded as very trashy indeed, that are frowned upon by members of polite society, shall we say. The second thing is Vinted. Vinted, if you don't know, is an online marketplace, a bit like eBay or something like that. But they tend to have really fantastic bargains on books. And the other day, somebody had posted a lot of, I think, 60 Mills Boon books, for which they wanted £6. So these two boxes contain that haul. Naturally, I could not resist. And I used that as an excuse to my wife, who did get it, that, you know, she was... I have had a lot of books come into the house recently, and she had commented on the number of books. She had observed that a lot of books were coming in. So when these boxes arrived, I said I wasn't going to buy any more books, but 60 books for £6. And she was like, okay, I get it. So let me go through these with you. So firstly, these are all books. I think there was just one photograph the person had posted, just of all the books stacked up and their spines. And they seem to all be of the kind of books Mills Boon tend to publish nowadays. And this isn't across their whole range, but certainly they have lines of books like this, where the title of the book basically describes what happens in the book. So like the Billionaire's Forgotten Baby or something like that, it gives away a big part of the plot. It tells you who the characters are and what to expect in terms of the tropes. So very different from the kind of vintage Mills Boon. So this is a vintage Mills Boon I read recently, which just has a simple, a fairly simple title that could be really the title of any book. Innocent Abroad, this one is called. And that could be the title of a Mills Boon romance. It could be the title of a crime novel. It's a fairly, not generic necessarily, but it's a title that isn't descriptive. Whereas, the Billionaire's Runaway Bride or something like that could really only be the title of a romance novel. So that was the first thing I wanted to say about these books. The second thing is I haven't unboxed them. So I'm going to unbox them and experience them live on camera with all of you. What I have done is I just opened the first box just to check that it was what I thought it was. I haven't taken all the books out. I haven't gone through it. It's kind of like, in a movie, a crime movie, where there's a drug deal going down, a big drug deal, and there'll be, like 100 packets of cocaine or whatever. And one of the drug dealers will just get out a knife and randomly pick a packet and slit it open and snort some of the cocaine off his knife. That was basically what I did with this box. I just opened it and plucked one of the books out just to check it was what I thought it was. So I'm going to open all of these now and show them all to you. But I will be experiencing them for the first time as well. The other thing I wanted to say is, I find the titles, like this kind of a title for a book, I find it inherently amusing because it is so far away from the traditional way of titling books, like Innocent Abroad. So I find there's something kind of inherently amusing about it. But that doesn't in any way mean that I don't think these are worthwhile books that people should read. It's purely the fact that I do find the titles amusing. So I'm in no way saying that people shouldn't read these books. I love books like this. Right, with that caveat out of the way, let's get on. So I'm literally just going to pull out a handful and go through them with you. So I think these are all from the Mills Boon modern line. And you'll see what I mean about the titles straight away. So this one is The French Tycoon's Pregnant Mistress by Abby Green. So straight away you know who the two main characters are, and you know something about their situations. Amazingly, these are for some reason sponsored by the England rugby team, which seems slightly strange. But yes, a nice photographic cover anyway. Let me read you. I'm not going to read the blurb of all 60 books, but let me read you the blurb of this one just to give you a taste. In the Tycoon's bed and at his command, Frenchman Pascal Levesque has his sights set on Alana Cusack. Once one half of an infamous celebrity couple, her seeming innocence intrigues him. Alana's marriage was a sham. It has left her feeling unattractive and unwanted in bed. Now the devastating Tycoon has claimed her as his mistress. He'll teach the inexperienced Alana how much pleasure can be had in the bedroom. But when one night leads to a baby, Pascal vows he'll take Alana to Paris and to the altar. That kind of feels like he's given away the entire plot. Anyway, so that is the first book. Next up, in a similar vein, we have The Greek's $1 Million Baby Bargain by Julia James. That's quite nicely alliterative as well at the end there. Another Greek, and interestingly, actually, not all of them, but they seem to, based on these ones, like nationality really plays a part. So the next one is The Greek Millionaire's Secret Child. So I love this idea of Greeks. I suppose it comes from like Greek shipping tycoons and things like that, doesn't it? This one's got an insert in it as well, a free books insert. Let's see when these came out. So this is from 2009. So anyway, yes, The Greek Millionaire's Secret Child by Catherine Spencer. Next up, not a Greek but a Spaniard. The Spaniard's Virgin Housekeeper by Diana Hamilton. Innocent Maid taken by the billionaire, it says on the back. This one doesn't have a nationality, but the guy is called Valentino, which makes me think he's Italian. Valentino's Love Child. Oh yes, it's set in Sicily. Sorry, and that was by Lucy Monroe. Next up, The Brunelli Baby Bargain. So again, you get that sense of nationality. He's a dark, imposing billionaire, apparently. Cesar Brunelli. And this one's by Kim Lawrence. Okay, here's another handful. Okay, this seems like an inappropriate title to me. Anyway, the book is by Abby Green. Another one by Abby Green. Ruthlessly Bedded, Forcibly Wedded. Okay, we've got another Sicilian here. This is by Penny Jordan, who's a very, very popular Mills Boon author. Captive at the Sicilian Billionaire's Command. So there's a definite kind of submissive vibe going on here, and these all feel like they are like massively published in the wake of 50 Shades of Grey. Next up, Lucy Monroe, The Greek's Pregnant Lover. So pregnancy, definitely a recurring theme. This one has a more standard title, The Shy Bride by Lucy Monroe. So that sounded quite sweet and innocent. And then it says on the back, untouched and bought for $100,000. Next up, another Penny Jordan, Marriage to Claim His Twins. I'm going to have to read the back of this one to find out where the twins come into it. So, yeah. Alexander Konstantinakos has discovered that one passionate night in Manchester had its consequences. Two, to be precise. Out of the blue, he's turned up on Ruby Wareham's doorstep to take his twin sons back to Greece. And I bet as part of that, they rekindle their romance. Another Greek chap here, The Greek's Forced Bride by Michelle Reed. These don't sound terribly romantic, do they? God, there's loads more in this first box as well. Right, let's continue. Okay, again, The Greek Billionaire's Baby Revenge, starring Nikos Stavrakis. That was by Jenny Lucas. This is by Sharon Kendrick, Sicilian Husband, Unexpected Baby. It would appear that European billionaires are incredibly fertile. And again, we get that with this one. Although this looks like it's set in London. Oh no, but the guy is Sicilian. He's called Luca D'Amato. So this is Innocent Secretary Accidentally Pregnant by Carole Marinelli. Okay, this one sounds good. So Kimberly Lang, Boardroom Rivals, Bedroom Fireworks. Again with a similar theme, Lynne Graham, The Italian Billionaire's Pregnant Bride. You'd think these billionaires would be able to afford birth control, but apparently not. Kate Walker, Bedded by the Greek Billionaire. Let's keep going. I feel like there's more than 60 books. Okay, Annie West, Forgotten Mistress, Secret Love Child. I was going to mute my laptop because it's beeping. Jeanette Kenny, Innocent in the Italian's Possession. Emily Mckay, In the Tycoon's Debt. This is a good one. Lynne Graham, Ruthless Magnate, Convenient Wife. Okay, this is more of a standard title. The Boselli Bride by Suzanne James. I feel like I've read a book by Suzanne James. I don't know if it's the same Suzanne James. I think it was Suzanne James who wrote it's not even a movie novelisation, the advert novelisation for the Gold Blend romance adverts, if you remember those, that starred the guy who went on to play the librarian, whose name I've forgotten in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Sarah Craven, The Forced Bride. Force and coercion definitely feels like it's an uncomfortably common theme in these books. Okay, we're nearly at the end of this first box. So we've got His Christmas Bride by Helen Brooks. He's a billionaire again, naturally. The Greek Tycoon's Pregnant Wife by Anne Mather. The Prince's Chambermaid by Sharon Kendrick. These all look like they're going to be desperately spicy, and I probably won't be able to read them on the train. Castellano's Mistress of Revenge by Melanie Milburn, which is a very British name for someone writing a book with that sort of title. The Sabide's Secret Baby by Jacqueline Bard. Or Baird? Baird. This is a good one. So this is by Cathy Williams, Powerful Boss, Prim Miss Jones. She's a plain Jane secretary, apparently, who is irresistibly undone by Andreas the billionaire. And then we have Brooding Billionaire, Impoverished Princess by Robyn Donald. Okay, let's get into the next box. Got my penknife here, like the fictional drug dealer I mentioned earlier on. If you stuck with me this long, well done. Okay, this one's by Carole Mortimer, The Sicilian's Ruthless Marriage Revenge. Next up, another one by Penny Jordan, The Sheikh's Blackmailed Mistress. By Cathy Williams, Rafael's Suitable Bride. I'm assuming that's not Rafael, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, although that would make an interesting book. By Lynne Graham again. I keep on wanting to say Lindsay Graham, but that's someone entirely different. The Greek Tycoon's Disobedient Bride. So we have by Lucy Gordon, The Italian's Passionate Revenge. Is this I'm wondering now if this is a duplicate, because I feel like I've read this title out already, but maybe it's just because they're all somewhat similar. So this is by Sharon Kendrick, The Greek Tycoon's Baby Bargain. I feel like we've had Baby Bargain already. Next up by Cathy Williams, Ruthless Tycoon, Inexperienced Mistress. We're getting there. We're probably 3/4 of the way through now. Aristide's Convenient Wife by Jacqueline Baird. I feel like we've had another Convenient Wife. Maybe it was a Convenient Bride before. Oh, we've gone outside Europe this time. So The Brazilian Millionaire's Love Child by Anne Mather. The Italian Billionaire's Ruthless Revenge by Jacqueline Baird. Public Scandal, Private Mistress by Susan Napier. The Sheikh's Chosen Queen by Jane Porter. Getting Red Hot with the Rogue by Ali Blake. Let's read the blurb of this one. Dylan Kelly. Oh, so not European this time. A devilish rogue and hotshot businessman who makes men stand to attention and women's knees knock. Winnie Devereaux, a clever, beautiful but slightly ditzy girl whom Dylan leaves feeling flustered and frustrated in more ways than one. The fierce tycoon and the erstwhile protester shouldn't get along, except sparks of desire fly between them. But will Winnie get burnt when she gets red hot with this untamable rogue? I don't think she'll get burnt. Or if she does, I think she'll enjoy it. The Giannakis Bride by Catherine Spencer. And the this is a good one. The Italian Bosses, The Italian Boss's Mistress of Revenge by Trish Morey. Right, got two piles left. Okay, we have by Amanda Browning, The Millionaire's Marriage Revenge. Bit more alliteration here. By Kim Lawrence, The Demetrios Bridal Bargain. By Abby Green, The Kouros Marriage Revenge. By Melanie Milburn again, Bedded and Wedded for Revenge. Why? So what's the revenge element? I need to find out. Self-made billionaire Andreas Trigliani is set on revenge. Spoiled heiress Gemma Landestyle, who wrecked his past, needs a husband. Fast. And he's more than happy to help. Women throw themselves at his feet every day, but it's this stunning socialite he wants to see begging. But Gemma has changed. A horrific accident has left her scarred and emotionally shattered. She's shy, innocent and vulnerable. So when Andreas finally has her in his bed, he finds the stakes have changed. Andreas always gets what Andreas wants, and it's no longer a marriage of revenge. So once again, I feel like that was the entire plot. Again, this one, I feel like we've had this one already. So this is The Sicilian's Baby Bargain by Penny Jordan. I'm going to have to do a proper assessment when I catalogue these. At the Boss's Beck and Call by Anne Cleary. So I'm guessing this is a secretary romance. And then Captive in the Millionaire's Castle by Lee Wilkinson. So this one, I'm assuming Lee Wilkinson... Oh no, Lee Wilkinson is a woman. I was going to say I'm assuming Lee Wilkinson's a chap, but no. She lives in Derbyshire, apparently. Oh, I wonder if I've got this one. There's an advert at the back of this one for the Timber Baron's Virgin Bride, which sounds good. I like the idea of a Timber Baron. Right, last stack. You'll be very, very glad to hear. I think we've just got 7 books to go. Okay. Ooh, okay. So I'm wondering if this is the same character, because I feel like this is a slightly different title, or maybe Miss Prim is just a term they use to discuss or describe characters rather than an actual name, although it'd be interesting if she was in more than one book. So this is by Susan Stevens, Italian Boss, Proud Miss Prim. I can't remember what she was before, Innocent Miss Prim or something like that. The Sheikh's Love Child by Kate Hewitt. Mistress, Pregnant by the Spanish Billionaire by Kim Lawrence. Another one by Kate Hewitt. Royal Love Child, Forbidden Marriage. 3 left. I haven't got the Timber Baron one. I'm disappointed to say. This is by Sharon Kendrick, Constantine's Defiant Mistress. By Catherine Ross, The Mediterranean's Wife by Contract. And finally, by Margaret Mayo, which is a good name, The 12-Month Marriage Deal. So, that is my stack of, I think, roughly 60, even if it felt like it was 600, Mills Boon modern romance novels, all with very similar titles, but all of which I'm looking forward to reading. Whether I actually read all of them remains to be seen, but I will definitely read a few. And I think you will agree that was £6 well spent. Do let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you've read any of these books, if you're a fan of this kind of thing. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.